What's good, fam? Welcome to another video. My name is Ted and I talk bass. This channel is all about tips, tricks, and tutorials, mostly tutorials for the blue collar bass player. April is dedicated to the music of Prince, but not only the music of Prince, but the influence of the music of Prince. And when I say that, I'm talking about Brown Mark, I'm talking about Andre Simone, Rhonda Smith, Eden, all of them, I'm talking about all of them. But today, I got a young lion on the line with me by the name of Clark Sims. I'm going to just shout him out right now. The dude is, 22 years old, and he play like he's 62 years old. You know what I mean? So we're going to talk to him. I'm going to try to pull some little tricks and tips out of him, and he's going to show us some stuff, talk to us about some stuff. And let's get into it, man. Clark, I'm so excited, man, to finally get a chance. I mean, we talk all the time, but to do this and to really shout you out. And before we even do that, Clark's Instagram is it's the in front of it, right?
Yeah.
All right, the funk_father. You need to stop after this video. You need to go over there and follow my man right now. Do you have a YouTube as well?
YouTube will be coming out soon, but mostly all my work is on Instagram.
Okay. So, hey, man, tell the folks about yourself and what you're doing.
For sure. Well, like Ted said, I'm Clark, 22 years old. I've been playing bass since I was like around 10 years old. Heard Larry Graham on Dance to the Music with Sly and Family Stone, and that was it. And my journey has moved me here to LA. I'm in school at MI right now, 22, working. Before the corona, I was working with a really upcoming artist named Chloe, doing that and also recording stuff for my own band and my own project.
So your project is called the Sauce Band, right?
Yes, sir. Me and Andrew McKenzie.
Okay, yeah, y'all are vicious. Old soul,
Thanks, man.
Old funk. Let's get into that real quick. You mentioned Larry Graham, but now when I listen to you, I'm talking about from the moment I heard you the first time, and we've known each other for
it's been a minute,
a few years now. So yeah, man. I can remember talking to a singer that we both know. I don't want to put her on blast, but who sang with Larry Graham.
Yeah.
And I know you were playing at a church with her, and she would tell me, little dude Clark, woo, woo, woo. And then I heard you play, and I was like, dang, this man is serious.
Oh, man.
How did you start going down that rabbit hole after Graham?
Well, for me, it all started with Sly. That was me when I first started. I mean, when I first really started opening my ears to it, I played piano first, and it was like I listened to Ray Charles and that stuff. I always had an old soul. Mm-hmm. But for me, it was Sly and Family Stone. My dad was playing the greatest hits in the car one day, and I was like, whatever that is dope. And I just figured out it was a bass, and I begged for a bass for Christmas. And after a couple of years, I was like playing with her, listening to some stuff. But my mom, she got us some tickets to go to Yoshi's and see Larry Graham. And he came out with the all-white suit on and the all-white bass from the back. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, had the fuzz pedal going on. It had 2 8-10 stacks all like thumping. Band was hot, and I was just like, that's what I want to be one day.
Hold on, man. So you mentioned your mom, and I know your mom. Your mom is pretty dope. Now, I heard a rumor. You can confirm or deny. But I heard a rumor that once upon a time, your mama used to do Prince's hair.
Yeah, she was his hairdresser from, I think it was like around 95, 96. I don't know the exact years. Prince, Luther, she had like some big people, Sinbad.
Yeah.
And she slowed down the line.
It's interesting, man, the Bay Area connection. I really believe that if Prince were alive today, you would definitely be on his radar. I do not have a doubt. I have no doubt whatsoever. I knew he was. I know he was watching that area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you think, 87, Sign of the Times band.
Levi, Miko,
most of them cats, Levi,
Bonnie.
Miko, Bonnie, Sheila, Eddie, them cats all Bay Area cats.
I was just jamming with Miko a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. Like, and like for me, it's just the Bay has just so much history, and like it's really slept on. Like Levi, one of the baddest musicians. Miko killing. Bonnie, I didn't get a chance to meet her. She was gone by the time I was born. But just watching that, it all comes from that Sly Graham.
There's definitely Oakland, the East Bay, the Bay Area period.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Has a certain soul and swag to it that really is unique.
Yeah.
And it's really like San Jose has its own vibe.
It has its own thing, man.
It has its own vibe, but it's definitely a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, matter of fact, I want to shout out your mom's social too, because she's got some culinary things that she does as well.
Yeah, the Final Sauce. You guys can follow her. My mom's name Brownie, but that's mom to me. But Brownie Sims, you can follow her on Facebook, Brownie Sims. And my mom and my aunt came together to make like some amazing barbecue sauce called the Final Sauce. And they've been out there working. They doing catering now. They doing it. So.
Oh yeah, I've had that sauce. That sauce is stupid.
Fam, that
sauce is stupid. But look, man, let's get into let's get into some bass stuff.
Let's do it, man.
I don't have a bass in my hand. Yeah. I'm always a student. So so I'm about to take some lessons from the young lion. Can we? Man. Your hat looks good, your hair looks good, all that. But can you turn your camera down so we can see that bass you got?
Most definitely, man.
You were telling me. Yeah.
For sure.
Go and play a little something.
No, for sure, man.
Yes, Lord. So you were, we had chatted a little bit earlier about that bass. Can you tell the folks, what's going on with that axe, man? Because everybody gonna want to know.
Oh shit, for sure, man. My bad for cussing.
You better stop cussing, because your mama gonna see this.
She is,
and she gonna be sharing it. I ain't know that boy cuss like that.
Yo,
been hanging around Ted too long.
Yo. This is my 72 Jazz. Like last year for my birthday, a couple of months before, I was like going to a couple music stores, and I was like, I seen this, and I'm like, that's the bass I want. And I put some money down on it, and I was gigging, putting some more money down on it. And the day after my birthday, me and my homie Andrew, who's also like, it's me and his band Sauce, we went to the store. I was gonna put a little bit more money down on it. And then he was like, no, me and your mom got you. And they got it for me.
Wow.
So, yeah, 72 Jazz. I mean, it's not all original, but I love it, man. I changed the bridge. I put the Omega. Yeah, it's pretty much a badass. Okay. I put that on there. Whoever had it was like a rocker dude that had like those like rock.
That's the bridge I got on the Marco too, the Omega.
Yo, it changed it, like it really made it happen. Because when I first got it, I was playing a Geddy Lee for years. Like this was like you gotta really like dig in, like you had to play it. And I was using like super light strings with it, but after a while it just like kind of like just led itself to me.
Yeah.
I've played.
What kind of strings you got on there now?
Right now I have tape wounds, but I have an endorsement with Dunlop, so I use like Dunlop strings. Mostly they're flats and super brights.
Yeah.
These are like tape wounds because I've been recording a lot, and it just gives me a nice steady tone.
Yeah. So the body is ash?
I think so. I'm not for sure exactly what the body is.
Okay, so it sounds like it might be a combination of ash and what is that? The ebony board?
Nah, rosewood.
It's rosewood. Okay, it's dark.
Yeah.
It's super dark.
Yeah, whatever it was like in the factory back then, that's what the neck is.
So the neck and the body are original.
Well, this body is not all original. Like the pickups aren't original. I think I'm not for sure exactly what's original in there.
Okay,
but I got it for like a good price, where it's like I wasn't paying like yeah. I think one of the pickups are original though, because all the capacitors and all that stuff in there is like old, like huge capacitors and all that stuff.
Got it.
Yeah.
Hey man, there's something about like I like the sound of a jazz bass.
Same here, man.
And it's really because a lot of the stuff that I just gravitated towards that made me want to play bass was done on a jazz bass. Now, granted, like I know Prince used an Alembic.
Yeah, the spoilers.
And stuff like that. But there's another book. I got to show you this book when we get offline, with like all of Prince's guitars in it. Like,
for sure.
But so I lost my train of thought. But I wanted to ask you, a man, 22 years old, and I've told people this, and I mean it. It's like, you and another brother that I'm gonna interview, Josh Saylor. You guys are like, you're like I was when I was a kid, where it's like you were reading the liner notes and you looking and you trying to see who did what and blah blah blah. What really? Can you put your finger on what made you go down there instead of going to the rap stuff, the hip hop stuff, all the stuff that's happening in Oakland?
For me, I just didn't want to be like everybody.
Wait. Let me say this. When I say the stuff that's happening in Oakland, I mean with like people your age. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, with me, I just didn't want to be like everybody else. Like, that was me. Like, when I started playing, none of my friends were like really playing anything. They wasn't trying to learn. When I was in school, like, I had a couple of teachers that were like, oh, we gotta listen to this, listen to that. I loved what I listened to, and I just wanted to do that. And I seen a lot of people weren't going for that. Like, nobody was really listening to There's a Riot Going On. Like, nobody was listening to Sign of the Times. I was like on the bus blasting Sign of the Times, There's a Riot Going On, Shuggy Otis, Inspiration Information. Like, I went really deep down into it, and I was just like, that's what I want to do. Like, the sound of tape, the sound like a Telecaster, like buzzing, like it was just that sound that really caught me, and I just wanted to do that.
Well, I think there's something to be said about finding something that you like or that you love and really digging into that. I was really into Prince back in the day, and still am. But I remember I got fired from a band because I didn't know a lot of contemporary songs, and the guy told me, "Man, you gotta listen to something besides Prince."
That's true. Yeah.
I mean that's definitely true. Yeah. But then there is value in saying, hey man, I like this. You know what I mean? You got, sometimes, and I'm not saying this to insult anybody or whatever, but like I know a lot of cats that view my YouTube channel are around my age, maybe younger or whatever.
Yeah.
And they get inundated with all this stuff, and some of it's really, really good stuff. Your triads and your chord tones, and yes, you need to know all those things. But if you can play every permutation of a triad, right? And you can play it all up and down the neck, but you can't play no gig, or you can't play no music that moves nobody.
Yeah.
Then you've done all that for nothing.
Right.
Unless your bag is just kind of
learning that,
doing that. I mean, if that's what you want to do, cool. So, what I try to encourage people to do is, if you love a certain style of music, get into that style of music.
Deep, man. Yeah.
Dig deep into it.
Man. Like, dig as deep as you can. Like, with me, I was listening to, like, before, like, I really was into Prince, like, I was like, listen, the soft and wet and stuff like that. But I didn't really know like the magnitude of who he was, or even Sly. Like on that ride going on, I bought the record. I used to like collect records, and I like dig deep. I'm like, yo, he's playing everything on here. Go to like a Shiggy Otis record, he's playing everything. Like it's
dude, and you know where, and you know, you
what'd you say?
You know where Prince recorded that first record at, right?
Yo, what is it? Sausalito record plant.
Right there in Sausalito.
Yes, sir.
Right there in Sausalito, man. Yeah, man, I think Prince is not necessarily the first person you think about when you think of bass players, right?
Right.
And some people might say, well, Prince approached the bass like a guitar player, and he didn't. You know, Prince approached the bass like a musician.
Exactly, man.
Like a musician, he's like, I want this sound to come out.
Right.
And you know, I was talking to Levi when I was kind of preparing to sub for Tiny with the purple ones.
Oh yeah.
And so Levi wound up recruiting me into Jody Watley's band, and I couldn't believe it, man. The first time I played with them, I look over and there's Levi with that blue guitar,
man, and
I'm like, get the fuck out of here. But you know, Levi would take my bass out of my hand and he would be like, no notes, that rumble going on, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
So speaking of the rumble, you put out, and I know we had some technical difficulties before with the sound or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But I want you posted something on Instagram that was so nasty. And I sat there and I'm looking at my phone and I said, this I threw my phone, then I sat up there, I'm like, what the hell did he do? Can you?
Yo, I got you, bro. It's like, it's all like the rumble, like, cause what I love is like the Prince rehearsals.
Yeah.
I finally got my own collection of just like listening. I'm like, yo, this shit's nasty.
Yeah.
But it's just pretty much.
Oh, we started cutting off again. Dang. Can you turn down a little bit?
Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah.
It's just like that. I mean, it's the rumble, but it's kind of like it's the rumble mixed with Larry.
Yeah. So what I noticed, because you know, there's a part of it that for me in the whole learning of something that's nowadays we can watch, right? We have a lot of videos and we can watch and we can slow things down and whatnot. But back in the day, all you had to do was listen. All you could do is listen, and you're like, well, I assume that they're doing X, Y, and Z, right? But now, when I watch you, there's a couple of things that are, for instance, when you do. So I did it 2 downstrokes like that, right? And then I also did, like, if I wasn't looking at you, I would go and do the. See, I didn't. Were you playing octaves?
What was I doing? So I'm kind of like just strumming it with my thumb, but it's like I'm playing like a chord. What is up?
So you playing root 5? Okay, so see, I didn't even do that. I played just root and fifth. Okay. So even in that, like some people, when they're trying to get their thumb thing together, might be like, oh my God, that's just noise, and it's a lot of information, right? it's a lot of noise, but in context, well, whatever you did,
Yeah.
I heard you do the minor third into the major,
Yeah.
into the major third. Those things are like ingredients, right?
That's it. That's all it is.
It's when you're talking, or this. Yes,
that's sauce. That's why I call my band a sauce. It's just the sauce.
It's sauce, right? It's just like, you know, if you're and it's, look, you know, there's also, you know, where do you put things rhythmically or whatever, right. But the note choices and things that you make are, there's a video of Paul Peterson who's plays with a pick a lot, who is just Paul Peterson is ignorant.
I like him and Bobby Vega. I started playing with a pick. All that. I'm like, yes.
Like, but it's like Paul and Eric Leeds, and Paul can't even put words into what it is. And so there's sometimes when people will ask a question about feel or funk or something like that, and then you're like, okay, I got to really, really think about this. But even if I intellectualize it for you, is that a word? Even if I make it into some textbook thing, right. It's like you have to go back. If you see a PDF or you see tab, right. That ain't gonna do it. It's not gonna do it.
The sauce, like just the grease, it's kind of like just. You gotta feel it, you gotta get it. That's it. And like with me, I've been fortunate enough to play with like Larry's band, like Dave Council, Wilton Rapp. Like I'll like Dave. I'll be in rehearsal with him, just give him my bass, like just show me something.
But what about Brian? Don't you love playing?
Fam. So this is a quick story. When I first graduated high school, I graduated early.
Yeah.
It was the summer, and I was starting college. I was at DVC. And I've been watching these guys for years. And my mom called me. She was like, some dude named Wilton just hit me up. I was like, Wilton Rapp? She was like, yeah, who the hell is that? I'm like, go get my albums. And I have like albums that they just had. What was that? Raise Up? It was like him. And I had all of them signed. I'm like, we're headed there now. And it was me, Dave, Wilton, and Brian. And we was jamming on all like the Family Stone stuff. For me, I use a pedal board for just expressing a little bit more. Yeah. So like I don't play a 5-string. I've never I owned a 5-string for a day. I took it back. But like me, I'll hit the octave pedal like so I can hit lower notes or like me, what I always have on is my compressor. I'll always have an octaver on. I have a distortion. I'll have like some type of like wah effect so I can like get like a synth sound. Or I'll have like a flange or a thing. So just something out the ordinary.
Let's talk about that for a second. So on your IG video, you when you did the this lick, which is also length.
It's all Larry.
That when you did that in the video, there was this monstrous wow. So that wasn't a fuzz. That was actual distortion pedal.
It was an overdrive. So my homie, he stays downstairs. I've been using his distortion. I lost mine. Like I was traveling a lot. So it's a MXR overdrive.
Okay.
It's cool. It works. I just turned everything up pretty much.
Okay.
But I was using that just to give it that gritty sound. My favorite fuzz pedal ever, and I got this from Rhonda Smith, and she got it from Larry. It's the Dan Electro Fab Tone fuzz. $40, and it just has that sound. It's just nasty, but they're like the cheapest little break. I have like 6 of them in the closet somewhere.
A good example of that fuzz you're talking about is Prince live at the Aladdin.
That
Prince live
Strange Relationship.
Strange Relationship. Yes.
All that just that's that fab tone.
Yeah.
That fab tone is nasty, man. But I use that distortion. I use a Keeley compressor. I got that from Andrew. Dunlop mini bass wah. I got lucky. I found this like original Boss flanger, like 8081. They didn't know what they had. I got it for like $30 at this.
Don't you have a Mooger Fooger as well?
Yeah, I use the Mooger Fooger for like more of the studio stuff. It's just it's super big. It's like having a Mutron.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have the Bass Octave Deluxe from MXR. I also use this new pedal they came out with called the Dump pedal.
Yeah.
That's like crazy because I don't have a preamp.
Tell me a little bit more about, what you got going on now, man. What are you excited for? And how are, now that we're all stuck in the house, what's your thing? Clark Sims is like, I am going to do this with this time. What are you doing?
Man, well, since the quarantine, I just been recording original music. I started, what was that? Around like December last year. And I was just like, I made the decision. I'm a bass player, but I have more to show. I'm not the best singer, but I'm like, I got to hold a note. As soon as the quarantine hit, I like got some equipment. I got some PreSonus speakers, like $100 for a pair, but they killing. Got me a keyboard, got me an interface. My uncle Jay actually surprised me when I was back home for break. He gave me drum tracks, sequential circuits drum tracks, the old drum machine. I hooked all that up and just been creating music. I've been trying to do like 2 or 3 songs a day, man.
That's what's
just
up.
Honing my sound in, and it's really been working, man. So I'm excited for that. After all this quarantine stuff and everything like passes through, I'll be releasing an album with the Sauce name. Also working with Warren Huart. He does Produce Like a Pro. He's pretty big on YouTube. I'm working with one of his artists right now. Her name's Chloe.
Okay.
I got that gig at the school. Like, nice. I did an audition. Like, didn't know the songs. I just, hey, you play bass? Come audition. Got the gig.
Speaking of school, I don't mean to cut you off. You know one of my former students, Alex.
Killing guitar player, man.
Let me tell you something though. So Alex is another example of finding something you love and just going for it. When I first met Alex, he gonna kill me for saying this. But that boy couldn't count to 4 to save his life. I mean, timing was terrible. And I could say it now. I could say it now because everybody got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
And Alex was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, right?
Yeah.
And now every time I look at him on Instagram, I'm just like, this is not the same dude.
When I tell you, like, they have these things called live performance workshops at the school.
Yeah.
You gotta like just play, like learn a song. And for me, there's never any bass player, so I'll be like, let me just chill. I ain't doing nothing tonight. Like, I'll just stay for a couple of hours. And whenever I play with that guy, it's just like, okay, I'm back to it. Because with great people, they don't have to show they're great.
Yes.
Alex is one of those guys where just kind of like just murder, and he's just having the time of his life.
Yep.
Like, I feel like a lot of people who aren't like, they don't know who they are yet, and they're still trying to like, oh, I'm trying to be like Hendrix, trying to be like so-and-so. They're always trying to prove themselves. But like, greatness don't have to prove themselves. Alex is one of those guys, man.
Before we wrap up though,
yeah, man,
I want you to pick one lick. You got don't thumb it so we don't get distorted. I want you to give me one bit of sauce. One bit of sauce that you could have the folks watching this practice. One little flavoring.
Just one. Ah, man. Let me see. This one, this lick I still hit sometime and it irritates me. But I got this from this look kind of like that Sly Larry line that. That's all override going on like that. It's all chromatic. It's just how you play it.
So explain that to the people. You're in E minor, right?
E minor, yeah. So you can
talk it out. Talk it out for me.
Ah man, it just comes so naturally to me now. But you just go on chromatic. So E, D, C sharp, C, B, and then walk it back up.
Okay, but what about the higher part?
The higher part?
Yeah.
What is that? F, G, ooh, G. So be G, F sharp, D, and then from D. I mean, I've never. When I think about it, it's like hella hard to play. So you can play it.
So you're almost kind of marrying the G major with E minor. You know, G major being the relative major of E minor.
Right.
So one of the things I tell folks is that you can meander around a scale, but where you end up, at least in my opinion, you know, some people smarter than me or who maybe think they're smarter than me may disagree, but I think it's where you wind up, you know, where you end up is what really gives it the feeling or the flavor of whatever mode you're in.
That's real, because I mean, like, you can. For me, I always make sure to hit the one correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can get. I learned that from Victor Wooten. You can play all the wrong notes. It's how you play it and make sure you hit the one. For me, it's Victor mixed with Bootsy Collins. Always make sure you hit that one.
Yes.
If you and E, they like play it in E. Like, just make sure you hit that one and make sure it's like, make sure you just kind of like put a stamp on it.
There's intention behind it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you know, once again, that whole quartet, you know, we didn't mention quartet before.
Yo, I wish I could get some of that sauce. Quante, I keep shouting people out.
Man, Quante is the man.
Quante, he played with Raphael Sadiq now. But Quante, I had the pleasure of like even having him play with me. He's playing drums. But he would just, that quartet just, and I'm like, I'm not doing it no justice, but that quartet picking and just making sure you just riding and whatever you hit, just making sure you land home.
Dude, think about all the bass players in the Bay. Uriah, you, Quante, Tiny, Dewey, may he rest in peace. Who else? Elijah Baker, Prince Damon. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. But I mean,
yourself.
Well, thank you. I mean, they're so Andrew Cootie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, that's, and I think also, man, that, you know, something about living in an area like the Bay or New York or LA really has a way of keeping you humble.
Yeah, man.
Marcus Phillips.
Marcus, I was 19. No, I was 18. And somebody called me to come to like a jam session. And I was just like, whatever. And I'm bringing my bass. And I seen Marcus play for the first time. And I was like, I didn't want to play anymore. Like, I quit. What? And he's just...
Dude, I can remember you coming. When I first started getting aware of you, every time I saw you, I was like, Clark's here. And you would be there. Clark would be in the back observing, studying. But that's how you get and it wasn't, there was no arrogance. I've never ever once sensed an arrogance from you ever. And I think that's another reason why people are, how did I not shout out my big bro, Daryl Anders?
Daryl is,
look, man, Daryl has guided me through so much. And, big shout out to Dunlop and the whole Dunlop family. Yeah, I'm telling you, when I've needed somebody to set my behind straight, Daryl will do it to you like a big brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what I was going to say is that, your humble spirit, man, is one of the reasons why people are so willing. It's not just the talent, but it's like, oh, this dude got talent and he's humble. So that makes people want to, hey, let me give, you know what I'm saying? And you're going to be in that position where you're turning around. There's going to be some young cat or some young, I was going to say cat or kitten, but that sounds so sexist to me. There's going to be some young guy or girl that's going to be looking at you that probably is now and be like, I want to do that. I want to know how he does what he does.
Picking is, I just put my pick up. Hold on. Picking is just like, you can just, because I play guitar. It's weird. I can't play guitar with a pick. It's the weirdest thing. But like, just. Like, just to have that and just to, even with Bobby, like, he'll hit just that back, just.
Yeah.
Murdering, like, for me, picking is like, slapping is amazing. I don't even call it slapping. For me, slapping and thumping is two totally different things. Slapping is more like the Marcus Millery, like Vic. Thumping is like Larry, Sly, and Prince, and then with the pick is just
because it really is thumping.
It's straight up. And some people hit the slapping like all that's cool, but like the sauce is just that. Like that's thumping, that's that sauce.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man, I think you use the tools for the job.
Yeah.
You use the tools for the job. That sound that you're getting, right? We were talking about action, your string height earlier today. And, it's like, some people want to have low action. Well, you got low action, you gain something over here, but you lose something over here.
Man, and watching all that Prince stuff, like all that stuff, like that's, you gotta play it. Like,
yeah,
you can't.
Prince was a little bitty dude with little bitty hands, but he just attacked. He just attacked.
And that's how you get that sound. Like, even watching some of that old Sly stuff, like Larry, he's digging in, and that's how you get that sound. Like, release yourself.
Yeah.
All that, you gotta dig, and you gotta know, like, you're the foundation.
Yes.
It ain't gonna be no gig without a bass player.
Yeah, you're right.
It ain't gonna be no gig without a bass player. Ain't gonna be no gig without a drummer. Like, you are that foundation. You gotta walk in that.
And of course, time flies when you're having fun. Clark, I really appreciate it, man. I God bless you, man. I want you to get every bit of shine you got coming to you.
Man, I appreciate that so much, man.
So look, the next time we both back in the Bay together, I'm coming to you for a lesson. All right?
That means a lot, man. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, bro.
Sure,
hey,
man.
Have a good night, Clark.
You too, man. Peace. Thank you for the opportunity, man.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Everybody else, peace. 2 fingers. I'm out.